Lobster Magnet. Lobster's a 10, I told you grab it.
Hey, welcome to Lobster Magnets, the channel, the review. I'm here with my buddy, Gorogregoro.
That's me.
And welcome, all you Dr. Stoners. That is the official name. Someone liked it in the comments for the last Dr. Stone video we did. So that is the official name for the, the infantile Dr. Stone fan base. You are all Dr. Stoners. I'm making it a thing. That's what it is. That's what we're doing, Dr. Stoners.
Yeah.
So I was off enjoying New York Comic-Con last week, so didn't get around to doing a video. A lot of fun running around, which might be my last New York Comic-Con, sadly enough, unless I can find a new way to get tickets. But I got a special treat for a special video I'm going to make at some point, where I got to ask a question of the creator of Fairy Tail, and I've got video footage of me asking that question, and I'm going to make a video where I reveal the deep, dark secret of shonen manga that I've been dying to ask. So there you go. I got to fulfill my weeaboo otaku fantasy of talking to a mangaka, which is something that is like my greatest fantasy, even if it's something I don't really care about, like Fairy Tail. But anyway, we've got not one, but two chapters, Chapter 30 and Chapter 31, to discuss of Dr. Stone. So let's talk about the first chapter first, The Green Death. What do you think of Chapter 30? It was a pretty strong piece of good old manga, right?
Yeah, the chapter that led up to this one, it was like kind of hinting like, we're going to need you to work for that silver spear to, what's his name? Kinkro or Jinro? I get the names confused now.
I think it's Kinkaro. Just say the little guy.
The little spear guy.
Little spear guy, that works well.
So he's like, oh, thank you, Sekku, for the silver spear. And Senku's like, cool. You gotta work for that spear now. But it may cost you your life. And then, the whole thing of like, using that spear as a way to indicate like where the poison gas is gonna be. So because like this metal, the silver is gonna like react to that poison gas before it reacts to them, and then they can, in that split second they can run away. That was I really liked that. That was really cool.
Yeah, that was a nice little touch. It was a really another fun, strong chapter where they like made this like sulfurous dioxide whatever lake feel like this like imposing presence with like the the blonde the pinup goddess girl with the big fluffy lips, the ridiculous thing like luring them in. Oh my God, it's so idyllic, and it's like, how did you know? This is Mother Nature's death. It's a great little fun example of like, Boichi's art style, over the top art style, taking something that was like, kind of mundane and making it feel like this like incredible thing, this little natural thing of science.
Yeah. Like it feels like an opponent that they have to overcome, where, it's just a lake filled with poison gas at the moment. And it's green and beautiful, apparently.
You're right. That was like a great way of like making it feel like, it was a more traditional opponent versus like, what would another story be like a very subdued and sublime challenge, like something you'd see in like the Hunter exams or something like, maybe in like a filler story of Naruto. Oh my God, there's poison gas. Oh, we got the pill. We don't have to care about the poison gas. But here in the world of Dr. Stone, even though it is a heightened reality, it is a reality where there are no like superpowers. Yeah. With these characters are mostly supposed to be bound by the realms of like mortal men. So it was a great way to like make that feel like the lake was a character and this scientific challenge was a character. So I loved all that. I thought that was really fun in a great way. To sort of characterize it. Just goes to show how Dr. Stone continues to do a great job of like, making these seemingly mundane things that, a character like Goku or any battle manga character would just like completely sniff their nose at, feel epic and But oh man, did Boichi go over the top with that, ridiculous, I mean, I love that color page, but it's like, oh, and you thought that space booty pants were a little too much.
The front color page of chapter 30.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to look at that again. Green
'Cause
Death.
yeah,
That was
it's like-
confusing me because I like the design though, like Senku's weird bone hands costume.
It was cool. It was almost like back when Kubo was in his prime. It almost felt like a Bleach, a really badass Bleach
Yeah.
Hollow Mask design.
Yeah, and it doesn't make any sense. But even what makes even less sense is Kuhaku's costume. It's just really sexy demon mini skirt that doesn't cover up her panties or something like that.
Yeah, it was a really weird costume. It was like nobody was restraining. Well,
Boichi's
still-
going a little bit. He's
going hog wild.
He's going a little hog wild on his drawing.
He loves him some Kohaku, and he is just going to town. It's like, space booty pants. That's not enough for me. This is a fine, supple lady, and I want to treat her like she should by putting her in the most ridiculous clothing I can. Even if I can't do it in the regular thing, then I'm going to do it in the color cover. You can't stop me.
Yeah, that's where Boichi is going to have his, he's going to let off his, his artistic steam.
Artistic steam, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I could that makes sense to me. Boichi getting going wild.
Even in this chapter, he's really embellishing on the design of.
For the lake goddess.
Yeah, the lake goddess.
I thought that worked for me more so than the front cover, just because it kind of enhanced the sort of over the top thing and characterizing the pristine lake and how deceptive it was to our heroes. I mean, it was a little much, the little puffy lips and whatnot, but because it led in to that sort of extremity for the story, I found it more interesting and tolerable.
Yeah.
But that Boichi, oh man, he just I wonder if after Dr. Stone is eventually ends its serialization, and if he draws another Shonen Jump series, if they're just gonna give him some harem romance rom-com so he could just go to town.
Hey, he should. I don't know if he should be drawing Shonen necessarily. He should just be drawing seinen,
Maybe.
with his kind of crazy tendencies. I mean, he's doing a fantastic job with this series. Well, now that I think about it, maybe this constriction is actually good for him.
Yeah. Some people say that the best thing, the best stuff is when artists work within constraints versus being allowed to, do whatever they want. When they're working within a limited constriction, you get the best stuff out of them. And this might be the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Although, fun fact, Shogeki no Soma, the cooking manga / anime, is done by an artist-writer duo, and the artist person was a person who was famous for doing erotic doujin comics.
Why am I not surprised?
And then they somehow got noticed and got to do an official Jump thing.
I mean, Shogeki no Soma is half of it is softcore porn anyway, so it's that doesn't surprise me.
Little erotic visages and all that fun jazz. But it just goes to show you want to make it manga. Make those cute girls. Work on drawing those cute girls. Make them as cute as possible within the constraints of what you can work with. But aside from the sexual politics of what Boichi is allowed to do, which we find almost as fascinating as the actual manga itself.
Yeah. I think chapter 30 was definitely the strongest out of the two chapters.
Yeah, I agree. So what would you give it? What score would you give it?
Um, give it. I give it a 9.5. Strong.
I think it was.
Strong.
I think it was a 9. I don't think it was a 9.5, but it was a good chapter. Like the lightning chapter was to me was like, oh, I'm congested. But yeah, the lightning chapter to me was stronger than this one. But I still liked it. I still thought it was really good. So let's get into chapter 31. Now this one, it wasn't terrible, but I definitely did not like it as much as the previous one. And the main reason why is because it's this stupid thing. Oh, Sekku's going to pass down all the knowledge of all humanity to Chrome, this guy who's like, the peak of his scientific ability is basic arithmetic. And, organizing rocks in different colors, that's like the pinnacle of what he can do. So
you kind of dumb it down like in that aspect, but I don't know. I think we're giving him a little less credit than he deserves. I mean, he did find a lot of like chemical reactions, like all by himself, or like how to do certain magic tricks.
Like he's a sorcerer, and like he is like a scientifically oriented mind, but like he doesn't have the resources to build a lab or
like he's the best option Senku has got. He's the best option. Like this is the logical course of action.
Is that gonna how is he gonna teach him about computers? Is he gonna teach him programming languages? Is he gonna teach him about all the elements of the periodic table and how electricity conductors work and how to build nuclear power plants and fight viruses and microbiology? And is he gonna teach him how to get to the moon and build rocket fuel? And build industrial and how cars work and combustion engine. And he's just gonna in the span of like a day or two, he's gonna just put all that in a book or write it in the sand and Chrome. I got it. It's like unbelievable and it's dumb. And it's even made even worse by the fact that one, we know Sekku's not going to die. We're not going to get another death scene after the first dumb death scene, and the fact that Chrome's what, we're sciencers, we're going to do it together. So it just felt like it was a lazy thing that was put in to put a good.
By the way, I think that translation for sciencer should have been scientists, not like.
Who knows? Maybe it's how I'm calling the Dr. Stoners.
We're Dr. Stoners. We're going out together.
Yeah, Dr. Stone.
Yeah, they should have replaced sciencers with Dr. Stoners in this chapter.
Yeah, it just felt like a huge waste of time. It was really just dumb and okay, let's see. I would have rather had them spend more time building the gas mask than waste time on this stupid non-promise where it's yeah, we're gonna commit to it, and it's stop wasting time with this. The only thing that was interesting was hearing how Riri wants to pass on the stories, and then you see the collage of the stories, and you see a Pikachu, you see a berserk sword. So now it's further confirming that all the legends she had is this mishmash of different cultural studies or different cultural stories.
Yeah, it sounds like what Riri was passed on down was it's a weird game of telephone.
Yeah,
where it's probably. Yeah, originally it was all these collection of stories. Okay, let's try and remember all these stories, and then by the end, by the time it gets to Ruri's turn, the whole story's completely different and changed, and none of it makes any sense. So yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if anybody who's watching knows how to play telephone, know the rules of telephone, but
but yeah, no, it's a good comparison. It's like the classic thing of like, each message in detail loses a little bit as it like degrades from generation to generation. So now Pikachu is like part of this like great legendary canon, as well as Fist of the North Star and Guts and I'm glad with that. I'm kind of curious. So that was the more interesting thing. And then like, oh, Kohaku's like, I can't remember all that. And then there's like a little subtle romance between Kohaku and Chrome.
But not really, because that got quickly shut down.
Really. Yeah, I was like, I could marry you. I could be with you because I admire your desire. He's like, and of course he is, you're not a girl, you're a gorilla. It's like, oh, Chrome, too bad for you. You only want waifu. But then she's like, well, I'm not interested either. I don't care. I'm just going to sit here off to the side in my pretty ninja caveman girl outfit.
This chapter was definitely just more focused on building the relationships between like Chrome and Senku and Kohaku. It just felt like one long kind of scene, just like one static scene of them like talking back and forth. I don't know, it felt like it didn't feel as sincere as like some of the other chapters to me. Well, like character growth and whatnot.
It was nothing really much happened. Like the closest thing that happened was the almost but not really relationship page, and then not much of anything else. It was, in all honesty, kind of a this chapter, like, it wasn't as bad as the other chapters that we hated when we thought the series was going downhill, but like it was definitely not as good because we've been getting a consistently good string of chapters in Dr. Stone, and it's definitely been like one of the series I've been like reading first in my read order.
Yeah.
But these if I had to give this chapter, I'd give it a 7.
Oh, that's pretty low considering. I mean, them actually making the gas masks was pretty cool. Like saying gas masks acquired.
That was like 1 or 2 pages. Like I liked them getting the gas masks, but like I don't know, I would have like more time spent in the gas masks. And the gas masks do look really cool.
To be honest, it felt like a stalling chapter, like a tiny bit of a stall chapter. Because like
I don't know, I just hate it when shonen manga have like these like big commitments. I'm going to pass down all of my scientific knowledge, and then it just like doesn't go anywhere, and it just feels like it was done for a stupid dramatic cliffhanger. Like Sekku's ready to die.
Yeah, I guess. But like the thing about that, I was like, I think I was more upset that he didn't actually follow through with like telling Chrome everything about the science stuff. And Chrome was just like, if you do that, they'll give you more of an excuse for you to die, so don't do that. So then I was just like, well, that's kind of a cop-out from like the cliffhanger like last chapter. So
it was a cop-out, but like, did you really want to see like a shonen manga where, Sekku like spends like 5 paper?
It would have been fun. It would have been fun to be like Senku teaching Chrome about like all the things after 20 million years, and see like Chrome's expressions would be like mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess you could have gotten some like humor fact that like you'd have like 5 pages of him just like explaining it, and it's just like jump cutting between like this is how combustion engine works.
Chrome like falls asleep like while he's like trying to listen to it,
and he's just like, it's too much to process, I can't take it all, oh my god, it's ridiculous, this is how stem cells work, Chrome.
I mean, I guess this kind of progression makes more sense, because Chrome just like sitting back and like having Senku explain this stuff, knowing Senku is going to go on a dangerous mission. Yeah, I guess this reaction of him makes more sense. Like, he would want to be like, come on, let's just make sure you survive, and Or either or send me.
Or I think we should have just like cut it all out and just made the gas masks and got on with it. This is not the manga where we're gonna see like Sekku or Chrome die from like minor, poison gas.
I mean,
this is not a tragic story.
I mean, yeah, but don't you think there should be like a moment of like, this is gonna get real for a second now. Like we need to foresee like the possibility that this is very dangerous, and science could end here now if we don't succeed.
It just feels like a waste of time. It doesn't really seem like it progresses the storyline that much, and like the idea of like Sekku teaching him everything is ridiculous.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. Maybe he could like teach him like the bare bones minimum.
That's about it. like some bare bone, chemistry and whatnot, and minerals and something else.
If he was like saying, "Okay, I'm gonna show you the formula how to make the antibiotic," how to cure Rory's sickness,
and then like some other stuff he could study. It's like, this is how you make an iPad. Okay. What would you give this? What would you give this chapter? What score?
I give it a 7.5.
So you're a little bit more generous.
Yeah,
I mean
it's not a big slump at all, really. I mean, I wouldn't give it an 8, just because it just felt like focusing on one scene in Dr. Stone, where usually they jump around and have a lot of fun in this manga. This is just like focusing on one, pretty dramatic moment with Senku and Chrome. Chrome like almost punching Senku, and Senku just like doing that. Like this is like some. It felt like really. I don't know. Some of the interactions felt a little bit awkward to me. I just.
It was okay. Well, it was dumb stakes. The interactions were okay, but like it was a dumb thing. You didn't, that's the heart of hearts. You didn't care about what was going on. There's no stakes behind it. And even if there were, of like Sekku passing on all the knowledge of science to Chrome, it's completely obliterated by the fact that like Chrome's like, oh, don't worry about it. That just gives you a reason to die. We'll make it through. Yeah, shonen guts.
Yeah. Okay.
Honestly, what would make more sense? If like Chrome's like, I'm gonna go get it. You're too valuable. You should stay here. I'm gonna be the person who gets the thing.
Oh yeah, that could have been more interesting, I think.
That would have made that whole thing work a bit better. And then Seku's like, you know what? What's a friend if he doesn't put his life on the line? Coo.
And it'd be like, fine, if you insist, we'll both go, or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go. That's perfect. I would have liked that better.
All right, we just wrote that particular chapter way better than.
Yeah, let's go. Send it off to Japan. Get Boichi on the line and tell him you got to make it do that. You got to do that and make it better.
Yeah, and with space booty pants.
And more space booty. Space booty. You love that space booty pants.
I just like saying it too.
It's fun to say space booty. God, it's like that. You ever see that?
Space booty pants.
Space booty pants. It's like that. Like that. You ever see that thing with Peter Dinklage on SNL where he's like, space pants. Look at my pants. They're from outer space. Look at the pants. They're really great.
I feel like I have seen that, but it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while. But it was like, a semi-popular skit that they did where he like comes on, he just keeps on singing about space pants. But you could say like, what's better than space pants? Space booty pants. Space booty pants. Wearing those pants, space booty. There's booty.
Okay.
So, all right. Any other things to mention about these 2 chapters? I think we've pretty much covered all our bases.
Yeah, I think this is still going to be a strong arc, though. Even if this last chapter was a little bit weaker, it's just nothing too much to fret about really with this series at all. It's going to be great.
It's still going well. It's still going strong. It's still a good series. Yeah, like one little bump isn't going to like derail it entirely. And it's still going strong. It's still I'd still highly recommend it to anyone who hasn't become a Dr. Stoner yet. Become a Dr. Stoner, and
yeah, and
God, I hope Google doesn't demonetize or YouTube doesn't demonetize this video because I said Dr. Stoner. Yes, that's right. You may have noticed we've used far less foul language in this review. That is intentional. I was hit by the adpocalypse. Wasn't as bad as it could be, but you know what? Like, I think my content's like pretty safe. Guys talking about manga is pretty safe, but we like to curse.
Did you even notice like if we cursed or not? This video, I don't even remember.
Nope,
cursing.
We didn't. I was very conscious, and you didn't curse either. We were very good. We were very good. We did a good job.
Well, that's really good.
But the ultimate test will be when I upload it and see if it gets monetized or not. But so we'll see. But speaking of monetization, this episode is brought to you by gas masks on YouTube, on Amazon. Go get your gas masks.
Okay.
You can always not be paranoid and prepared enough, so get a gas mask on YouTube. It's in the link down below, the affiliate link. I'm sure YouTube sells gas masks.
I was also going to suggest like green Gatorade or something because that's almost as deadly as actual poison, poison lake.
Because it has like sugars in it or something?
It's got so much sugar and electrolytes that'll kill you.
Yeah, I'm sure it's like so deadly. I think I'm sticking with the gas masks. Go get your gas mask, because it's always good to doomsday prep. And,
can you do both?
Gas why do you want green Gatorade so badly?
I mean, it makes sense to combine them too, right? Like,
No, it doesn't.
Green Gatorade.
Yes, I could do both. I could do both.
And a gas mask so you can protect yourself from the Gatorade while collecting Gatorade for your science experiment.
Why do you hate Gatorade so much? I know you're like on your anti-sugar kick, but
I've actually been a little less.
less
on that.
Coming back to the dark side, the good side, the cocaine side.
Yeah, well, when all of society is addicted to it as well, you might as well just dabble a little bit in it.
Yeah. I love me some sugar. I don't have any vices, but like taking away sugar would make me an unsad person. Who knows? Maybe that'll be the next thing Sekku does. He wins over the village by planting sugar cane.
Oh my god, that would be horrifying.
They've never had it, so they'll all be like, "Oh my god, I have superpowers!" They
will literally become drug addicts. Like when that happens, if that happens.
Yeah, they'll be addicted to sugar. It'll be ridiculous. Oh God, I hope YouTube
especially since they never had it.
I hope drug addict is a word you can't say on the new like child-friendly YouTube thing.
I'm pretty sure it's not. Pretty sure.
It should be free. Well, I'll find out, because this has been a pretty clean video. All right, so thank you so much for listening, all you Dr. Stoners, for joining me and Gorogregoro. We're sorry if you didn't get to see us review, but now you got 2 chapters for the price of 1.
2.
So thank you for all your time. Like, comment, subscribe. I eat those comments like breakfast. I love them. And, remember, lobsters and tennis, but don't you grab it.
Magazine.